Hi, I'm Tony Mantor. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to Almost Live Nashville, where music, entertainment, and great conversations come together. If you haven't already, tap follow. This way you stay up to date, never missing the great conversation and guests coming your way. Joining us today is Mel Denisse, an artist who blends raw emotion with cinematic soundscapes in a way that's impossible to ignore. From alternative rock and darkwave textures to deeply personal songwriting, she is creating music that feels both haunting and powerful at the same time. Her sound has been gaining attention from listeners and music lovers around the world, resonating with anyone who's ever found beauty in heartbreak or strength in vulnerability. Today we get the chance to hear the story behind the music, the inspiration behind the emotion, and the journey that continues to shape her unmistakable sound. Thanks for joining us today.
I know, I'm excited.
Okay, so for listeners who might just be discovering you, give us a little background on how music became a serious part of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a connection to music, so since I was little, I was writing and singing, and that led into, picking up instruments and recording and trying to just figure out the whole thing. And I didn't really have like a set clear path. I didn't really come from a family of, musicians or artists or anything. They were very traditional, and like you go to college and then you get a 9 to 5.
Right.
I was, going up against a lot growing up, trying to figure this out.
Right.
But, like when you love something, it never leaves you. So yeah, I just did as much as I could on my own.
Okay.
Started collaborating with people.
Sure.
Other producers.
Yeah.
Producing myself, and then just going for it as much as I could.
Yeah. So you started playing what, guitar? Was that your earliest thing that you played when you was like, 10 years old or something like that?
Yeah. So I picked up the guitar first, and then, dabbled with a bit of piano here and there. But yeah, guitar is kind of the main instrument.
Okay. So when did you, after starting playing guitar and dabbling with music, when did you realize that this was more than just a hobby, that it was going to be a serious part of your life?
I would say, I guess in my teens, I was actively pursuing it. There were some hiatuses here and there, but some kind of opportunities would pop in here and there that kind of were signals to me.
Sure.
This could be more serious and that I should continue to pursue it. And so, yeah, one thing led to another. And I was just also trying to learn myself as an artist.
Sure.
Going through those years.
Yeah.
So in some ways, I'm kind of glad that I didn't go full force.
Right.
Because I'm really excited about everything right now and feel a bit more confident in terms of what I'm creating. And so, yeah.
So while you was dabbling in it, while you was doing all the things that you do as a teenager, who were some of the people that was influencing what you thought you might want to become?
Yeah, gosh, I loved a lot of like 90s, early 2000s alternative. So Deftones, Failure, Mew, a band called Abandoned Pools, anything just, yeah, I loved a lot of different things. Even Tori Amos and Amy Lee, a lot of like classically trained female vocalists that I thought were very interesting.
Sure.
Artists that I think did a lot of juxtaposition with the type of music and the type of vocals that they were pairing together. Yeah, I've always been drawn to kind of the weirder combinations.
Okay. Yeah. So did you, like when I was working in music, I would take a little bit from one artist that influenced me, and then all of a sudden I had my own style, my own sound. That kind of developed that same way for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's weird because you can have as many influences as you want.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what's going to come out of you is what's going to come out of you.
Right.
But I think it's definitely a fusion. And my co-producer that I work with, he is also a big fan of sort of genre bending and, taking little things from different places.
Right.
So I think that's the most fun part of all of it. And so you could probably hear elements of, several different things and definitely some of those influences.
As you grow, you evolve. And as you evolve, you keep adding different little nuances here and there. Have you seen, now that you can look back at what you've done and what you've created, can you see where you've evolved and how you've changed over the years? And what has surprised you about some of the changes?
Yes, definitely. I think the style of music, honestly, like a lot of the things I didn't know I liked are things I like now.
Sure.
Different styles. Like there's a lot of trip hop elements, a part of the album that's coming together.
Okay.
Just different kinds of sounds and moods and directions that I never really, thought that I would kind of go towards. And before, I think pigeonholed myself a little bit.
Okay.
I had the mindset that I was like, I just like this one type of sound and you want to do this one type of thing.
Sure.
But I try to challenge myself a lot with opening up to things.
Okay.
And so that was a little bit scary at first and held me back in ways.
Sure.
But now I kind of feel like that floodgate has opened. And now I'm like, let's try anything. So
Good. Now, when you sit down to write a song, do you have an idea in mind when you're starting? Or do you just kind of get down there and start putting some chords together and putting some melodies together and see what it develops into? What's your process look like?
yeah, a lot of the time I'm going in pretty blindly.
Okay.
I'm just like, what happens? Yeah. And usually I'll try to find some kind of chord progression. I'm very melody driven. I usually won't like lyrics or anything ahead of time. I just want to find like a solid chord progression and something I can build upon.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty quick from there sometimes. Like I'm a very visual person too. So I'll start kind of seeing this kind of movie or something playing in my head, or I don't know, different themes and colors, and just sort of a world starts to build. And I'm like, oh, I feel like this is what this is about. And sort of, it just starts growing from there.
Yeah. So now it seems like the alternative rock scene is starting to open up and develop again.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself fitting into this new development in the way that it's progressing?
Yeah. It's so interesting seeing it all like reemerge. I don't know. I mean, there's so much more now out there.
Right.
So it's definitely a lot more saturated.
Right.
But I think because I have, I guess, some of like the older roots of things that I grew up with, there's sort of that nostalgia that I feel like is sinking into the music that we're creating.
Sure.
So I hope in that way, in and of itself, it can kind of be its own thing and stand out.
Yeah.
And feel accessible and feel nostalgic and feel new as well. I know that's a lot of things, but it does sort of feel like it has that fusion.
Now, have you sat down and written a song that kind of almost feels too honest? It's like, I don't want to share this, but then you hear it, you listen to it, it shows some of your emotions, then you decide to actually do it. How does that feel to do something like that?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah. Well, because we're so weird with ourselves,
Right. Yes.
Every artist out there, I mean, things are so vulnerable, things you listen to every day and you don't give it a second thought. But when you're writing it, you're like, oh, I don't know. But I am trying to do that more because I think I have a tendency sometimes with lyrics to be a bit more ambiguous and leave room to interpretation. And it's a bit more abstract themes or just maybe more like generalized things. And it's not getting into the weeds of that honesty or that vulnerability. So I think there's definitely some tracks where I was like, let me just, lay it all out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable for like an introverted person like myself.
What's that? An extroverted introvert, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can feel like a big social butterfly, but as soon as I'm done, I'm like, I'm done.
I'm the same way. Yeah. So is there a song that you put on an album or release that you almost didn't release, but now you're kind of glad you did?
I don't think so far.
Okay.
but there may be a song on the album that will be that.
Okay.
So then it's funny having conversations this week about one of them where I have gone back and forth on a lot. And so I think there definitely will be that situation.
We all get into it when we're writing songs or producing a song. It's just, for some reason, it's just not working. How do you push yourself through that so that you can create something that eventually starts working and you can develop it into something that you'd hoped envisioned that it would be?
Oof, yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I sometimes feel like music is, its own entity
Yeah.
and it'll get to you when it wants to
Right.
and not, and you can't force it.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just like this weird kind of magical thing that and I'm trying to learn that too, like not forcing things, dropping it, trying to come back to it the next day.
Right.
And then sort of like sometimes I'll just have insight on what needs to change or where to start. But it is super frustrating. And it's one of those things where you're kind of at the mercy of it.
Yeah.
At least I feel like that, where I don't know when I'm going to get the breakthrough. So it's a little scary sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Now, you're still emerging, you're still evolving. Do you still feel that you're still discovering your sound?
Yeah, definitely. I keep telling people that this album feels like a tasting platter
Sure.
of sort of different, different sounds and sort of ideas. And I mean, they all kind of cohesively go together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very much like a discovery album. So I'm really excited for after that, kind of what continues to go. But yeah, this is so the beginning for a lot of those things. So I'm still kind of learning it myself still.
Yeah. So when we first start out in music, we are kind of naive to the business. We go out there, we do the music, we just have these great plans, these great things that we're going to do. And then some of us get a chance to actually get to Nashville, New York, LA, whatever hub it might be. And when you get there and you actually start doing it, then all of a sudden the business slaps you in the face. You realize that, whoa, this is not what I thought it was going to be. It's turning my fun into not so fun. What surprised you most about the industry from where you were being humble and naive to now you've worked in it a little bit and you're kind of seeing how it can raise its ugly face at times?
Yeah, I guess for me, I haven't been too surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because also as an indie solo artist, you are having to handle and learn the business side of it and the creative side of it.
Right.
And I also have a background in marketing. So when I'm not working on music, I am behind the computer all day long working on, everything I can on the backside.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think I've gotten too into the weeds
Okay, well, good.
of like stressful business,
Yeah.
but I think that I do feel confident in what I want and what I think this looks like.
Sure.
And building enough of it so that I think anyone that comes alongside it,
Yeah.
has a fairly good understanding of what's happening.
Sure.
So hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, I hope so.
And hopefully it's only helpful because there is a lot of work when you're, doing it all and wearing all the hats.
That's right. And independent is completely different than when you have the major label working for you. But the problem is when you have that major label, there's certain things you have to give up. And some of that is control on your direction. So have you ever had or felt like you've had to choose between staying true to your sound or doing something that's a little more commercial that can help you get out there stronger?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of learning that a lot with my co-producer.
Okay.
And I think that has been really helpful because like I mentioned earlier, I pigeonholed myself a lot musically, and I think he's been really helpful to kind of expand my musical, direction a little bit and try different things. And the fear of like, oh, if I do one song like this, I'm going to be seen that way and like discount all the other songs and sounds that I'm pushing for. So that has been the hardest part, but we are kind of going through that back and forth a lot with this process already, that I think it's giving me a good practice round to sort of navigate that and figure out the situations of, when it makes sense to let go of something, when it's actually a good opportunity, and not close myself off too much.
Yeah. So what part of your journey so far do you think that people just don't see or don't get, but it has shaped you the most?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, maybe I would have to say kind of what I just mentioned of all the things I'm doing behind the scenes that nobody would ever know about. I wake up and I will work on songs for, a handful of hours or a day. And then that night, next day, it's like I'm wearing a different hat,
Right.
going into, figuring out, upcoming release plans or marketing or business, or, organizing a ton of administrative things on the side.
Sure.
Trying to just think about all sides of it without fully burning myself out.
Yeah, you have to find that fine line because it's very easy to burn yourself out in this business, especially as an independent trying to take care of everything. Like you said, you're watching over your songwriting, you're watching over your recording, you're watching over your release, you're watching over your marketing. There's just so much that you have to think about, and that can burn you out real quick. So what do you do to get away from it all so that you don't feel that pressure, and that way you don't think about it, which is hard to do because you're always thinking about it. So how do you find that separation?
Yeah, I think I have to keep reminding myself that there's just no keeping up with the world these days.
Right.
With social media and the world, everything is so fast paced.
Right.
So I kind of have to take myself back to, kind of just reminding myself to be patient, and that it's worth the kind of the long game to be patient with the project and really take your time on it, because once it's done, it's done. Once it's out.
Right.
And you'll be really thankful that you weren't racing against the clock or the world because of everything that you see.
Yeah.
I just try to disconnect from that mostly.
It's tough.
Yeah. And when I'm working on music, I don't like to listen to other music because it just distracts me. It pulls me in different directions.
Uh-huh.
Brain will just totally switch gears if it wants to. So remove distractions.
Yeah. You mentioned social media, and that's to me the worst thing going right now because there's just so many comparatives out there. Everybody's comparing somebody to a band, to this band, and there's all these things going on. Do you ever find yourself getting wrapped up in it? Not maybe personally, but you see other people comparing you to others and you're going like, that's not me, but you don't want to get into that fight?
I don't know if I've had too much of that yet.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a battle coming soon.
Yeah.
Even then, I have to, I think the same concept still stands of I really need to make sure that I am not getting too sucked in too much.
It's easy to do.
Just to try to really balance that and disconnect, because it's just so crazy now.
Have you ever had that pressure where you've said, man, this isn't worth it. I needed to go back just doing it for the fun?
Well, it's still fun. So I'll let you know when I get to that point.
Good. Well, that's good. I mean, as long as you can still keep it happy and fun, that's good.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely stressful days, but then it's just an indicator that you probably need a quick break.
Right.
You just have to walk away from it for a second. So
years from now, people are just finding you stuff that you've put out. What do you hope that they say about it?
Well, first, I hope they enjoy it.
Sure.
When I listen to music, we're all feelers, but I love music with very intense emotion.
Okay.
I like feeling things very deeply and intensely. And I don't know. I hope that people can resonate with it.
Okay.
Feel maybe they're not alone in some stuff, that they feel like it speaks to a piece of them that they didn't really realize they needed or could feel or connect to. And
nice. Yeah. Now, if someone truly understands your music, what do they understand about you?
That's a good question. That I don't know, maybe that I'm just a deep feeler.
Okay.
I like to explore a lot of, kind of heavier things, and I've felt alone in a lot of that growing up. It's not something I will really talk about with people. A lot of it's these internalized things.
Sure.
So I think those things really come out in the music.
Okay.
So I think someone would probably understand that,
Okay.
I'm also thinking about these kinds of things and them, and yeah.
So give me 3 words that describe your music.
That's a good question. Let me think. Um, I guess moody,
Okay.
sad, and surprising.
Okay, so why sad?
I think because there's just a lot of sad themes and heavy themes, even in the more upbeat tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, the lyrics are kind of exploring a lot of not so easy to talk about things. So
Okay. All right. So what's the first album you remember listening to as a kid?
I think I came across a Deaf Heaven album,
Okay. All right.
but they're not somebody I listened to. It was just there in the house.
Uh-huh.
So that's all I can really say about it is the first memory.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you had a chance to collaborate with any artist out there, who would you choose?
That's such a hard question. I would probably say Chino from Deftones.
Okay. All right. And is there a song that resonates with you that you listen to all the time? You go, man, I wish I'd written that.
There's a few, but I'll say it's a Tori Amos song called Siren.
Okay.
It wasn't on any of her albums. It was actually part of a movie called Great Expectations, and that movie album is actually pretty incredible. A lot of awesome artists on it.
Okay.
And yeah, that song to this day, I've never really heard anything like it. And
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Hopefully having written a lot more music, and would love to play shows. And I also, I'm a big book reader. I love fantasy novels. And so kind of tracking a lot of the projects that are getting turned into film and TV shows and stuff. So if this music could in any way be a part of one of those worlds, I think that would be something really exciting, and kind of diving into that world.
Okay. If you was to go back and tell your younger self, okay, this is what you're going to be doing, this is what you need to do, what advice would you give yourself to help expedite what you're doing?
I would just say keep writing, keep studying the things that you love, and yeah, just keep going.
Okay.
You just keep learning the more that you do. So
Right.
I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say in a few months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so.
Okay. So now how do people follow you and find you?
So I am Mel Denisse on pretty much every channel.
Okay.
Across, pretty much everything. Instagram, Facebook, X, Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all the things. It's Mel Denisse.
Are you performing at all?
Yeah, so we have plans to hopefully get some shows going once the album is out, but that date we're still trying to figure out. So hopefully by the end of the year, something will start,
Oh, okay. So it's a long-term plan rather than short-term goals.
Yeah. Right now, we've just been trying to finish this album, and then we want to be pretty intentional with like the first show and starting that whole process.
Yeah. Good. That makes sense. Do you perform at all locally now? Just nights go down and do things just off the cuff, or?
No, nothing. Like right now, we've just been trying to finish this album.
I noticed something in your press release about BBC. Was you doing something over in England?
BBC One Radio just played one of the tracks on one of their shows.
Okay. Well, it's been good. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was awesome to get to chat. Thanks again.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. We hope today's conversation gave you something to take with you. If you haven't already, remember, tap follow so you never miss the great conversations and guests still ahead. You can always reach us at media@plateaumusic.com. Thanks for being part of what we're building here on Almost Live Nashville. We'll see you next time.